A Tavaszi MondoCon 2024-en Kitty Mortensen volt a cosplayer díszvendégünk. Ő Dániából érkezett hozzánk, beszélgettünk vele a craftsmanship zsűrizésről és kedvenc hobbijairól, mint a self-photography, vagy az egyedi dizájnú fűzős cosplay készítés. Maradj velünk, ha kíváncsi vagy a részletekre.
You were also judging at our cosplay competition. Yes. How hard was the judging?
That was so hard. There were so many good cosplays, and there were so many people who just gave it their all and went all out on details, and it was very clear that a lot of people had learned entire new skill sets to be like so impressive, and it was very, very inspiring.
And what would you tell to our cosplayers, what to improve if they would like to, perform better or make better costumes, for example?
Oh, I think that's a very individual thing for the cosplays. And I think a lot of them already had like really good reference photos and were following them along very nice. I think it would be really cool to perform. Try to do more things, because there was a lot of really nice performances, and I would like to have seen even more of that, because people were just feeling it on stage, and I really enjoyed that.
And in your case, what's your favorite part in cosplay?
Oh, my favorite part in cosplay, like in cosplay community or like in sewing and crafting?
Both. You can tell.
Okay. I think in the technical part, I really like constructed garments, as you can see. I really enjoy corsets, so I usually make them part of my design. I also do a lot of original design corsetry, so of course it's kind of a side hobby of mine that just kind of seeps into my cosplay, and I really like that. And I think for the community part, I love the artist alley, and I love seeing people being able to live from something they love. And I think the artist alley is really a place where people can start in the small and actually become full-blown businesses, and you can see them grow from the first little stand to the big ones, and I think that's so amazing.
And just out of curiosity, because you were talking a lot about artist alley just now, AI art, what do you think about it?
I think it's a very complicated matter at this point, because I think a lot of people are using it maliciously, and I don't think that's very nice, instead of commissioning. But I also see AI as potentially being a tool to elevate art and be like a brush that you can use for certain things and to get ambience in your art, and it can really help elevate artists if used correctly. But I think there needs to be more regulation around the subject, and I think things as NFTs could be a really good way of actually regulating AI, so that you can see where the source material are, and of course people would need to be a lot more transparent, and I think NFTs could force that transparency to actually protect artists.
Makes sense. And do you think that maybe cosplayers can also benefit from AI art in their work somehow?
I definitely think they can, especially when creating original characters. It can serve very well as an inspiration. And if you have a lot of images of a already made character, it can also be a way of figuring out, oh, how can I do the hidden parts? Because sometimes hair is like over the bag, and that could be a really great way to get inspiration, especially if you're not necessarily super creative in doing like original things, but like really enjoy sticking to materials and having like borders to play within. I think it could be very nice used for that.
Now you are a Disney princess.
Yes.
What's your favorite theme that you like to cosplay from, or topics?
Oh, that's really hard to pick, but I do like games a lot. I play a lot of games myself, and I grew up on Mario, so I do the Bowser and I do Bowser, and I want to do Peach, and I think they're fun characters. I also really like League of Legends. And I do have some League of Legends cosplays, and I will have more in the future because I do play that on a weekly basis. That's where I started cosplay, actually. It was through gaming because I did gaming first and was very inspired by the costumes in the game.
And what influences you when you are choosing your next cosplay?
Oh, that's a lot of different things. Because cosplay for me is also a social thing. I do a lot with Serene, my best friend. And we do a lot of matchy cosplays together. And of course, I also sometimes do my own thing for photos and cosplays that I really like from characters I really like. So that's a big influence for me. Like, how can I use it? And I do photography. So my Katarina from December last year, I did the sleigh bell because I was like, I want to do like Christmas cosplay. And there's not a lot of winter cons in Denmark, at least. So I was like, I gotta have to do it for like the social media. And it could be fun wearing it at a summer con at some point, like coming in and being all Christmassy. I would like to do that.
And it's good that you mentioned self-photography, because it was a big thing for me, that learning that, oh my God, this cosplayer is doing the photos by herself.
Yes.
What made you do it by yourself? Was you interested in photography from the beginning, or maybe COVID impacted it?
I have been photographing fantasy settings for a long time because I do other things in cosplay as well. I do a lot of fantasy and live action roleplay stuff because before everything else I did do LARPing, so I did live action role-playing and did my own costumes because I didn't have money to buy the ones who were made by Epigomery and stuff like that because I was very young. I do other photography first because I really wanted to have photos of my friends, and I was like, I'm kind of introverted, and sometimes it's just a very big production and a lot of social labor for me to contact photographers who doesn't necessarily know my character or know what I'm about, and so there is easily a miscommunication in expectation of how this character should be portrayed. And if I do the photos myself, I have total control. I can control how they're portrayed, how I would like them to look, and I can be very aware on any downfalls on my cosplay because they're not, like, photographers are not editing them away without me knowing, because then if I'm editing anything, I know what it is, and I can be like, I want to fix that in the costume. I see there's missing a button here, I didn't know. Stuff like that. Like, I can actually both fix my cosplay. I know more about my angles, and I can have total control on how my version of this character is portrayed, and I really enjoy that.
And if someone would be interested in doing self-photography, because I became interested in it, what best practice you would share with them, how they should start it?
I would start not in public, because starting your photography journey when there's a lot of people walking by is very distracting. So start in your own home, or start like places where you know there's not going to be a lot of people, like in the woods or in the forest or at the beach sometimes also. And get comfortable and look through your photos, like take a burst of 30 photos or something like that, look at your angles and adjust the camera and adjust yourself until you're happy with it, and then do a set that you're happy with, because then you learn each time. So the feedback from yourself is so important.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the best tips also.
Of course, no problem. Thank you so much for having me.
And I hope you will enjoy the rest of the hours from MondoCon.
I am. I love this. I love your artist alley.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.